Good morning, traders. It's just on the opening bell of Tuesday, 13th of May. Yesterday was a fairly constricted range kind of day, and overnight was the same. This is the overnight showing right here. We're opening, I think it was about 100, 50 points away from yesterday's settlement price. So it's not a huge gap open. No opinions about what today's going to bring. What happens before 9:30 doesn't matter. So I always put my little horizontal line there to show the 9:30 start. Okay. So far for the day, prices went down while energy went up. Prices going down while energy still kind of staying kind of high up. And energy's coming
Order
down
filled.
now. Close button. I waited for the energy to agree with the price direction before I pulled the trigger on that. Dun, 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 dun.
Order filled.
Dun, 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 dun. Who takes trades at 9:31 in the morning anyways? And he's back up to new highs for the day. And price has not made new highs as energy's making new highs. So far what we're seeing is limit sellers in the book are keeping price kind of low. And those limit sellers have just got blown away as buyers came in. We're going to build a narrative. We're going to identify the players, the four types of players in the market: buy markets, buy limit, sell market, sell limit. Those are the four players. We want to build a narrative about what they're doing, thinking, and about as individual people change from one player type to the other based on their fear of missing out, fear of risk, and they agreed at discounts, like the buy limits and buy sell orders of people who think they're getting a discount price. Oh, I'm going to wait for a discount. So buy limit and buy sell orders create liquidity and they prevent price from moving. Buy market and buy sell and sell market orders are the orders that make price actually change. When you've got a lot of market orders compared to limit orders, you get a volatile market. When you have a lot of limit orders compared to market orders, you have a stagnant market, a market where the price doesn't change much. So far, we're just eking out the opening range for the day. Haven't really seen anything to build a narrative from yet. This is just pretty standard. People are buying.
Order filled.
Dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Order filled. Order filled.
Three minutes.
So this candle is now 3 minutes old. When a candle gets to 3 minutes old, there's a high probability it's going to get to 15 minutes old. Doesn't mean it's going to go up for 15 minutes. But there's a special virus type, by the way. It's being programmed in such a way that that probability holds. Okay, let's go look for target. Oh, here we go. That's my targets indicator, giving me fairly conservative targets for the day. It's giving me conservative. Basically, we've got price moving up.
4 minutes.
Delta going up. Everybody's agreeing. There's no sellers in the book providing any kind of resistance. And by sellers, I mean it's like the seldomity people that will block the progress of price. So the strategy here is to you hold this bar till it's at least 12 minutes old. In the very early morning, it's kind of like flip a coin on what you get, whether these bars do actually make a run or whether they get squished and turn around again. In the morning, you can see the first half hour, you can see squish, squish, squish either side of the opening price, or you can see it make a run, and you never know what you're going to get. So when you've got 100 ticks of profit like I have right now, you can try to make that decision. Am I going to take 100 ticks because I think it's going to squish, squish, squish? Or am I going to let this thing run for 12 minutes? I think the more common scenario is the squish, squish, either side of the opening price. But so far we have not seen any sellers. We have not seen any sell limits. And we've not seen any sell marketers either. This is all just bullish price action. Can flip on its head in a dime though. This is my first time recording myself trade with the actual web camera as well. I've got to remember that
6 minutes.
When we're looking down on this chart, got to move head. I don't even know if that works. Get out of the way of your view of this chart. Or maybe Camtasia's smart enough to move my head when my mouse is here. I don't know. As I hold this trade, I'm looking for two things. One is maybe for a sell-off fence, which is don't tell me to get out. The other thing that could tell me to get out is where cumulative delta flips and just goes straight down, gangbusters down. If if that does happen, if it turns on a dime without warning, there's not much I can do, because when QMDL just flips and goes straight down, the price will hammer down pretty quick too. And there's the moments when, oh, I wish I got out at 100 ticks of profit. But the seller fence thing, on the other hand, that I'm also watching out for, which is where price goes up into resistance caused by sell limit orders, probably selling take profit orders. This QM delta is still going up, and so price is still trying to push up. It just can't get higher because of all the limit sell orders sitting in the book above it. And if I can see that, I can get out at maximum profit, because I see it happening and I can get out when price is still high.
Eight minutes.
Right now it's not happening. Cumulative delta is down off the highs, and what we're looking at here is not subtle resistance. It's just that the buyers have given up for a while. Like everybody who was optimistic and got in early, like me, well, they did their buying, and then they're all done buying. They're just hoping for someone else to do the buying and keep it going higher. And so now we've got to wait, and there's got to be a fresh batch of buyers come in and get FOMO and start buying market for this thing to push higher. And they've got to do that before people start, like me, just start sell marketing. Because I've got a position I'm holding. If this thing takes too long, I'm going to get impatient and sell market. So there's a lot of people like me like that who could do that. So hopefully the fresh wave of buyers will come in before people let me start selling.
9 minutes.
And it looks like that's going to happen. So that's price hitting T1 given to me by my targets indicator. I'm thinking that my targets indicator is a little bit pessimistic about today's price action, because yesterday's price action was so small, which is kind of dumb. It's taking yesterday's volatility into account when it should really just be taking option implied volatility into account. But that's why it's giving small targets, and that's why I've kind of ignored it, stuck my target up a bit higher than the target it recommended. Price is still creeping higher without buyers coming in.
10 minutes.
That's interesting. With price going up like this and making new highs, we really should be getting buyers getting FOMO at stepping in. So I'm seeing kind of like a warning sign there. Like I'm asking, well, if price is making new highs, why aren't the buyers getting fear of missing out and stepping in to buy more? There's no seller resistance here. There's no reason for it not to go higher if buyers just step in and buy more. Might get this targets indicator has been programmed to look at a few popular levels in the market.
11 minutes.
So I'm guessing maybe right now at this time, other buyers are looking at the same levels and have just backed off for a bit. See, so that's how I'm building a narrative of what's going on in the market. Like my narrative could be entirely wrong, of course, but it gives me a trading plan. And the narrative based on the participation of other people is a lot more effective than just trading levels or lines on the chart by any method. It's falling down now without any resistance, like it's taking absolutely no selling power to get it to come down. So there's no buy market people at the moment, and now there's no buy limit people. Well, there was no buy limit people in this range. So buyers don't think they're getting a discount here either.
12 minutes.
So buyers have probably got their discount buy down. Their discount buy limits down even lower. and price is wandering gently, easily, just floating around with no real direction because there's no actual conviction happening at the moment. Nobody's convinced of anything. Nobody's taking action on anything. It's just floaty, floaty. And this bar is now 12 minutes old. So, see, we've had consolidation for the past 7 minutes. So out of this bar's 12-minute life cycle, only 5 of it was actual trend and 7 minutes was consolidation.
13 minutes.
I draw rectangles on my chart, but those rectangles don't mark out consolidation ranges. They mark out what I call fences, which is regions where there was a lot of limit buyers or sellers preventing the movement of price, even though market buyers or sellers were trying to push it past them. And so this consolidation doesn't have any evidence of that. This is just weakness. There's no players playing right now. But at least there's not a significant proportion of players playing one of the 4 personalities compared to the others. So it's just all just very even. So there's a lot of
14
individuals
minutes.
participating, but we haven't got a majority in any of the market personalities yet. So, you know how the market goes trend, consolidate, and that is marked out very well on these bars. Well, what I'm thinking is that this bar has spent most of its lifetime in consolidation. So we're probably not going to get a lot of consolidation bars sideways up. Like after probably not going to get a huge stair step here. I think probably the trend will resume pretty quickly after this candle's 15 minutes are up, because the consolidation has already been going on for 10 minutes. So the majority of this candle's life was actually the consolidation phase. So if price is to continue going up, which it might or might not, it'll probably go up within the next couple of candles. Just a guess. I'm seeing a pretty high probability of getting stopped out of break even here because of the lack of direction, weakness in the market. So I'm holding the trade open because, well, probably not for good reasons. It's probably better to take 130 ticks of profit than risk a high probability of break even trade. But, you know, there's the 50-50 chance that buyers could step in just at any surprising moment and whip it higher too. So, like, it's clear there's no no majority of sell market people, although those could appear at any moment too. So yeah, here it's just trader's choice. Do you step out or do you just give it a chance? As for me, it's my trading style. I'm the kind of guy who likes to hold for big runs. That means I'm successful less of the time, of course. We do have Cume Delta creeping mildly down here on this chart. Like very, very mildly down without any creep down in price. It's kind of like this support here, I feel like. So I could maybe draw a box here, like, but it's a pretty weak one. A green box because I'm seeing very, very minimal amount of buy limits, discount buyers here, who are preventing price from going down. I say that very lightly though, because it's not like Cume Delta is plunging down and trying very hard to push it down anyways. So we don't really have a lot of sellers really trying to push it down. But the fence is kind of slightly there. It's probably the weakest fence I've ever drawn, but it is visible. So in this range here, that's where we see buy limit orders come in and people thinking that they're buying at a discount. What we need to do is we need to watch the evolution of buyers buying at discount to getting FOMO and buying at market, which happens. You know, they think they're clever, they're getting their discounted buy here, and then it gets higher and higher, and they go, you know, at some point they go, there's no more chance for us to get the discounted buy, this thing's going, and then that's when they go FOMO, fear of missing out, and hit the buy market button. And that's the evolution of buyers from buy limit discount to fear of market, buy market. And you see that when Cume Delta goes up in lockstep with a price like this. New highs on price, new highs on Cume Delta. What you want to see is a better setup though, is you want to see Cume Delta come down harder and the sellers have a bigger shot at getting price to go down and failing. And you get a proper build-up of people who have sold market here, but they've sold into lots of convinced buy limit at discount people. And I just learned yesterday that those sellers are called trapped sellers because they sell into the buy limits and then price goes the other way. And what's cool about trapped sellers is that they get stopped out and then they get fear of missing out and they buy market. So when price goes up here, they actually do 2 buys for every one that they sold down here. And the first buy is the stop out, and then the second buy is reversing and buying long. So the only reason I move my stop loss is because the Apex accounts have a trailing threshold. And I want to pass the account, so I can't let price swing too much back against me. So I would prefer to keep my stop loss below this previous fence. My idea is that the fences move up as buyers increase their perception of where a discounted buy is to be had. But there's just it's too far away, and I'll blow my Apex accounts if I don't trail my stock tighter than I want to.
Three minutes.
I do have a strategy of trailing my stop behind these candles that have what I call extreme energy, because if there was extreme buying energy here, then it's likely that if price comes back, the buyers are going to have another shot at buying again. And so it's safe to keep my stop below them, but it's too far away. So I just have to move my stop above it, even though I don't want to. On my calm bars over here, we have extreme energy happening a couple of times this morning, providing very strong evidence for an uptrend being established today. So we're above the 200 period moving average on the calm bars. We have the extreme energies up. So it's 2 very significant layers in building up my probabilities. And over here, we have
4
structure
minutes.
up established on the stair-step bars. So that's 3 super important cookies lining up. I call them cookies, like just probability layers. So the probabilities are very, very stacked up for us to have an uptrend day. And then after that, it's all just really timing, watching the market participants and trading according to how we see the market participants playing and evolving their ideas over time. So I'm doing the dumb retail trader now and just trailing behind the swing lows.
5 minutes.
As I'm watching here, oh gosh, this is really running, isn't it? And I'm watching out for fences and stuff. I'll change that. I want to talk about something else. We've had a huge run up. When we have a huge run up like that, the price has gone up, the order book. There's no buy limits here. Underneath the order book, there's no more buy limits. They've all been, like, the price has just swept through them. Okay. And because there's no buy limits underneath, price can really easily pop down for a little while. It'll just come down so easy. A little bit of cumulative delta selling, and price will come down the order book.
6 minutes.
There's no limit orders under here to stop that happening. And so it happens really easily and frequently. The reason there's no great amount of limit orders here is because it takes humans time to react. Like, you have your superhumans and your programs and your market makers who are putting actual orders in here, but I'm talking about like real quantity of orders. The real quantity of limit orders under here, after price has just shot up like this, and heavy cum delta buying up, it's not there. So it's very easy for price to come back down, and it takes humans, like a minute to catch up and start putting in their "I'm so clever" buy limit at discount orders that can stop price coming back down again. And so for me, watching this go up like this, it's going up significantly fast. I know that the order book underneath is empty, and it could just plunge down for a bit. And if it does plunge down for a bit,
7 minutes.
that's a great time to add on to my contracts. Okay, so this bar down here has lasted 7 minutes. We're actually getting a perfect stair-step pattern setting up here. This one has lasted 7 minutes. So when it's around 12 minutes or so, I'm going to get out and take some profits, unless price is going stupid fast up, because I can then start to synchronize with the stair-step of trend, consolidate, and that becomes a very stress-free, pleasant trading experience. So my stop is 186 ticks. Bring it up a bit. I don't like having a stop there. I
8 minutes.
I feel really constrained by the Apex trading system. The trailing stop. I rather get out of the trade for fundamental reasons based on what I see in the market participants. And I often do, actually. coming into that easy down period of time. We might be coming into the easy down period of time
9
I was telling you
minutes.
about, but it hasn't actually been super easy down. We've had the cum delta coming down as buyers have just, everyone's done their buying, and so there's a few people selling market, and that's why cum delta is coming down. But they did not push price significantly down. So what that's telling me is that the buy limit market order participants have actually been following this price action fairly closely, and they have been bringing their buy limit orders fairly quickly up the book. And it's there we go. That's what I call a down easy. Prices come down really fast with hardly any cum delta down.
10 minutes.
That's a sign that there's not really any significant buy limit orders happening here. When I talk about orders in the book, I don't mean what you see in the DOM with your level 2, level 3 data, because that's all just fake crap anyways. Real players, they use hidden orders and iceberg orders. Those don't appear in level 3 data except as artifacts. You can see their effect in the level 3 data, but you can't see them before they actually happen. And so I don't look at level 3 data. In fact, the only thing that I think it's good for is if you see clusters where there's a lot of orders at a particular place in the book. That's just take profit orders. And I really don't think retail traders take profit orders is a good
11 minutes.
market marker or good indicator to trade off. So that's why I don't look at it. And that's why I look by post-mortem the price action compared to the cum delta, because by post-morteming what has happened, I can see what has been the effect of all of the market participants, including smart money. And that post-mortem hindsight information is actually a lot more powerful to me than looking at the fake, constantly changing, getting pulled and adjusted level 2 and level 3 data that you see in a DOM or in Bookmap or something like that. So we're up to 14 minutes on this candle, and
12 minutes.
12 minutes. The candle's 12 minutes old. So it's time to start thinking about playing the stair-step action. And this is it. The run up that we've enjoyed. Now it's going to go sideways for a bit. Unless we're on one of those runaway days, which are rare but do happen. And more likely to happen now that Trump's tweeting the way he treats. Things are just not abating here, are they? I think, I'm making a decision and I don't know what the right answer is. And the decision is, do I get out of here and assume that there's going to be a stair-step action for the day? Or do I
13
listen to my
minutes.
spidey senses? And my spidey senses are telling me, well, Trump's been tweeting that people should buy on the stock market. There's historic trade deals going on right now. So there's a really high probability for today to be a runaway day. And so should I just listen to that spidey sense intuition and hold it? So because you're watching, I think I'd love to trade the stair step, get out, wait for consolidation, get back in as I see it coming, and demonstrate good trading that works on most days. But also, because you're watching, I want to ride this out to 800 ticks of profit. So, yeah.
14 minutes.
This is the perfect exit point right here. Perfect exit point for normal day trading. This is the perfect exit point right here. The bar is 14 minutes old. We're at the top of the bar. All the cookies are aligned. It looks perfect. Like price is up, king delta is up. Everything is just perfect. Probably suckering in trap buyers. I don't know. Whatever. It's the perfect exit point right now, and a good trade too. Healthy profit at 430 ticks. But my spidey senses are telling me hold on to this. I guess this is the point where you start tightening up your stop and you actually start using a stop loss. Because if my spidey senses are right, it's going to go up and it's not going to give me any heat. And if my spidey senses are wrong, it's going to give me heat. So I may as well have a tight stop loss. I say spidey senses, by the way, because I've got little kids and they like The Adventures of Spidey, Disney show. Guys, I'm just not seeing sellers a bait, a buyer as a bait. This is just buy market, buy market, buy market all the way. There's no let up. They're just buying market. So I'm gonna go with my spidey senses are right. Today is a rocket day, an express train day. And yeah, play it that way. Could be wrong. But I'm not looking at news too. I don't know what's going on in the news and seeing what's driving the stock market. I did read one headline this morning though. John Deere have been planning to move their production facilities out of, well, mostly Iowa into Mexico. And Trump threatened to tariff John Deere 200% on anything they built in Mexico. John Deere specifically, like it was a specific threat directly at John Deere. So it's interesting to see where that goes. If John Deere are having problems with, they quoted problems of having supply chain problems as well as labor costs. And if they are truly having supply chain problems, then aside from slapping tariffs on companies that manufacture overseas, it would be nice to have the government look at the problems that the manufacturing companies are facing. And I'm sure in some way that is happening. $200 ticks behind. In a market like this, it's easy to trail your stop, isn't it? Because your stop never gets threatened. It's just railroad all the way. Today's my second day back at trading after a month away.
4 minutes.
It's been a gorgeous month, a wonderful month of not turning on my computer and just being present with my family instead. It's been amazing.
Five minutes. Six minutes.
Well, that stop loss order was placed quite randomly there. I just shoved it off. And it got missed by a tick. Or two, just a few ticks. That's just luck, mate. That's not good management. Just luck.
Seven minutes.
This selling here is probably take profits. Like people hitting the close button on their trade and getting out at market. I don't imagine anyone in their right mind would actually be selling and trying to establish a position here. It's look like a 1 minute chart. Yeah. I guess someone out there is saying, oh, there's a double top, I should sell. But I think in all reality, this wave of selling is people just take profit at market.
Eight minutes. 9 minutes.
Before Trump era, my biggest my biggest unrealized profit was 600 ticks, and my biggest actual trade was around, my take profit was around 300. Since Trump era, I think my biggest take profit, realized profit trade is about 840 ticks. I'm mentioning that because, of course, whenever a trade looks like this, I start thinking about my personal bests and wondering if I can set a new personal best.
10 minutes.
What the hell, those people who... So notice how I'm looking at that Q delta and I'm building a narrative about what has happened. Could be wrong, of course, but my narrative was that this wave of selling here is people taking profit with market sell orders, just hitting the close button. I'm done. Thanks for the profit. Kind of
11 minutes.
kind of thing. So building that narrative helps me trade. I'm just compounding on that narrative now and watching it come up with all the heavy wave of buy market orders that came in and pushed price up to new highs. I'm just wondering to myself how they feel. Like, did they feel good? They probably took a 300 tick profit trade anyways. But seeing price rush away without them, how do they feel now? And they probably feel good telling the fish out of water story, like the big fish that got away story. But I like to build that narrative, and that's what helps me trade. Thinking about what the people are doing.
12 minutes.
I'm going somewhere with this, but sometimes I lose my train of thought. Okay. This down here is very unusual. 15-minute bar followed immediately by another 15-minute bar. That's unusual. Usually we get 15-minute bar, sideways section, 15-minute bar, sideways section, and then you get the retracements and things. Today is different. Because breakfast is coming. Hey, bro, I'm streaming, honey. I'm on air. Thank you, love.
13 minutes. 14 minutes.
Okay, I know where I was going with that story before when I was talking about these people taking profit here. Retail take profits are dumb. They either get missed by a tick or they get blown through. And that's why I don't look at L2 and L3 data in the future, because all you're seeing there is retail take profit orders, more or less. And those are just dumb orders. Like, it's just the noise of people making mistakes. So don't look at it. That's where that story was going. I got coffee. You want some? This is that bit where price has gone up hard, and then there's very not so many buy limit orders underneath the book, because the buy limit people haven't come in yet, and so price came down quite easily as well. So got a bit of bounce, a bit of a waddle around. This is where you'd add on contracts, particularly if this was back at the beginning of the trend. So, looks like that's my trade done. I think this is going to get stopped out this time. So I'm going to cut the video here. Well, when this trade gets stopped out, I'm going to cut the video and publish this as a pretty, I think this is the best I've ever done at explaining my thoughts as I built the narrative for my trading. So I've enjoyed this. I feel like I've improved myself. Whether you think so is another matter. But if you did make it this far, thank you. I appreciate you. Look at that. I was just lucky again. There's no skill in that. That's just luck about not getting stopped out. Yet. Now, here's the stair step. The stair step has set up itself. Isn't this gorgeous? I really like these bars. They're so... Just get rid of that indicator so you can really see it. Up. Stair step. These bars form fairly quickly. They're short-lived bars. These bars took a long time to build. So they make it really easy to see the transition from trend, consolidate, trend, consolidate. And we're in consolidation now. And so when there's consolidation, what I'm looking for over here is I'm looking to see fences. No, I'm not seeing fences here, by the way. There's... Thanks, love.
You took my water? Is this the one I brought? Or you brought this one?
You're on straight.
Did you take this?
And there's camera as well.
Is this from my bag?
No.
Okay. Hello.
Quicker than you know.
Okay.
No, I got that down.
There you go. This is really heavy. Okay. From here.
Thank you. That's my support crew. Is where we take a moment to acknowledge and thank the support crew. It's Mother's Day on Sunday. Yeah, yeah. I'm taking a moment to acknowledge and thank my support crew. Yeah. Oh, the brain's behind the operation. Got it. So Mother's Day was Sunday, and on Monday, I surprised her. I said Mother's Day is going for 2 days. So that was funny. Yeah. But it didn't really go for 2 days. I worked on Monday, but I did help out with some chores. Yeah. But I'm telling my imaginary listeners, who actually no one's listening, but I'm telling them that I made your Mother's Day go for 2 days. As the surprise was the extra day. Yeah. Yeah. This is starting to get a little fancy here now. Yeah, Cume Delta is like from here to here, Cume Delta has been going down just a little bit, like, and price has not been going down. There has been support here. There's been buy limit orders, but I gotta tell you guys, this is not a proper fence like you see on normal trading days. Simply because today is not a normal trading day. But that's your fancy. And then you see Cume Delta pop up as buy limit orders. Buy limit people become buy market people with FOMO. FOMO means fear of missing out. Now, this bar down here is not yet 3 minutes old, or else I would have got a signal telling me it's 3 minutes old. But that's basically what we're seeing. We've seen step up, the step sideways, and now we're on to the next leg of the trend. And normally in my trading day, I'll trade this, get out, wait for this acceleration in Cume Delta right here, see the fence, see the acceleration, and get in. And then ride the bar up for another 12 minutes or something. So that's how a trade would play out in a normal trading day. Okay, so I'll reiterate that for you because it's kind of important. So on a normal trading day, I'd ride the big bar up. I'd wait for the consolidation to happen. I'd look for the fence to appear. I'd see cumulative delta accelerate up as buy limits become FOMO buy markets. So you've got trapped sellers there during the fencing period, and then you've got the FOMO and the buy markets as Cume Delta accelerates back up, and then this candle starts to set up for another long 15 minutes, and I would ride it for 12. So that's what might be happening right now. I mean, this candle could turn around and we could get consolidation continue. We could get it reversing, but what I think is likely to happen is this candle will go on and last for 12 minutes and go up, simply because today seems to be one of those express train days.
3 minutes.
Express train day where you really don't want to get stopped out by pulling your stop too close. You really just want to ride that express train. And notably, the volatility of the day is quite low too. This is super smooth price action. And the way I know that is when I look over these bars, I see that these yellow lines are spread out quite a lot. And I've set up those yellow lines so they're exactly 40 ticks apart. So when the yellow lines are close together, I know that they're close together because all the candles are big and there's volatile price action. When the lines are spread out like this, I know that's because the candles are small and the price action is not volatile. So what we've got today is like the most magic trading condition day, where it's not volatile. The candles are very smooth and small.
4 minutes.
But you've also got this express train thing going on. It's so nice to trade. Get in it. Okay. So the sellers are going to have another shutdown now. Or they are having another shutdown. when the buy markets happened, it did not meet any resistance. There was no sell limits up here stopping it. It's just that we run out of buyers, I guess. Like, the buyers are happy to, they've got their position, they don't want to keep, smashing the buy button. So that's why price isn't going up. And so because that situation with the buyers, we've got people here trying their luck with sells at the moment, and probably a few more people who have existing long positions are just getting out at market. So that's why we have this thing going on with QM delta, and that's why we have price going down. Theoretically, as price gets down into here, it should be coming up against the buy limit fence. And that price action there just told me that no, that fence might have moved itself away, might have moved itself down. So I think that's the end of my trade. Yep. So what I'm seeing here is there was a fence, a very kind of minor, insignificant fence, but a fence nonetheless. And the fence just got smashed. Okay. So price will come down, we'll find another fence down there somewhere, and then we'll go long again. The trend is up, structure is up, everything about the day is up. So, and we've got some extreme down volume happening. It's not extreme, sorry, it's significant enough to plot that there is some down energy happening right here. And that means that I guess the buyers are feeling good and they're selling out a little bit. But yes, we have all cookies are set up for an uptrend. Now with this movement right here, price went up easy. See, QM delta didn't really go up, but price went up. That's because there's no sell limit orders here. We don't have the sell limit participants in the market right now. Price has gone down. You could call that like a, what do you call this? A run on the stops and stuff. I don't believe any of that crap. But it has like hunted out the wicks, it's hunted out the stop losses. But it didn't. This is what it looks like on the chart. Okay. And that's just what people say happened. But it's going back up, and at the moment that it's going back up and QM delta is agreeing, it's okay to buy.
Order filled.
Okay. Because you gotta have QM delta agreeing with price to initiate a position. So you gotta have this, the wave. This is the selling wave. Like ebb and flow, things come and go. You have the selling wave, the buying wave, the selling wave. You gotta wait for the selling wave to be over. You gotta wait for the buying wave to come in. And
Order filled.
yeah, even when it's accelerating. The ebb and flow of belief. You see, I had a 200 tick stop loss in that trade, but I closed it as soon as QM delta stopped going up. So that's how I manage my trades. I manage them on very fundamental reasons, really. I don't just use fixed stops and targets. I look at the fundamentals, the market position, the market participants. I thought I saw the buyers come back. I realized I was wrong. And so I just got out. I don't even care whether it was 20 ticks or 80 ticks or whatever. I don't care. I saw that the buyers went there. I got out. Gotta love these stair-step bars. They make the day's story so easy to see, understand, and read. If I could encourage anyone to do anything aside from creating a narrative about the market participants, it'd be to get these bars. They're so good. And there's lots more to them that I haven't explained yet about how to read them for market structure. And know where you're at and where you're going. Part of me wants to just shut up and be done for the day. And part of me wants to follow through on my spidey sense and ride the express train as far as high as it'll go. What would you do? Comment in the comments below. I'm just joking. See, this looks like it's going to go up, right? And it's kind of tempting. Like, I'm getting FOMO right now. I'm going, oh yeah, okay, it's done. It's done being down. I've got the consolidation. It's going to go up. But, and price is kind of going up, kind of breaking out, but Kim Delta is still down. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, Kim Delta is still down. And the reason I'm making my ooh sounds is I'm seeing a fence. Another mild little fence. You got Kim Delta going down, but price is not. Okay, so that's a green fence, a bullish one. Not significant fence at all. Okay, so okay, there's a fence there, but you can't buy until you know that significant buy market players have entered the market. I shouldn't say entered the market because the players are all there. They're all watching already. They're just doing other stuff. We've got to wait until they all get into that mindset where they've got a buy market, and that's when we buy with them. And then price shoots up, the order book's empty, price comes down easy. That's when you add on your contracts. Okay, so that's looking good. See how price action is going up? The price action is going up hard because there's no sell limits. You've got to wait for Cum Delta to go up as well. So the sell limits are not there. So price goes up easy. The market participants realize that price is going up easy, and then they pile on and you see Cum Delta shoot up. You got to wait for Cum Delta to shoot up. Otherwise, you're just floating on waves down. That's Cum Delta just starting to pop up now. You got to wait for it. Cum Delta and price together after seeing the fence. And probably stop out some, what do they call it, trap sellers or something. So the price is up, but Cum Delta is not. Price is just floating right now. This is not the time to buy. As Cum Delta is kind of neutrally a little bit down, but price is up. That's because you got buy limits coming in. The buy limits are stopping it from going up. So at the moment, people are in a mindset, well, I can get a discount. The buyers are in a discount buying.
3 minutes.
The buyers have not switched from, I'll get a discount, to, holy smokes, I'm going to miss out. I have to buy now. Okay. They all, right now, they just think they're clever. I'm a clever ducky. I'm getting a discounted buy. Okay. So you see Cum Delta is pushing down to new lows, but price is not going to new lows. There's too many buy limit. I'm a smart ducky buying at discount. Okay. But there's no sell limit orders above either. When price is going up, it's going to go up easy because there's no sell limit orders. And at some point, price is going to go up easy just a little bit too far, and the buy market, the buy limit discount guys are going to go, missing out. I got to get in now. And that's when you and I, because we're not the big money, but we're the smart money, right? You and I are going to get in together right at just the right moment. Look how Cum Delta is
4 minutes.
If you actually, what you could do is you could box up this entire area here as one big buyer fence. Now that's a fence. That's a proper fence going on here. Ah. Buyer fences, by the way. Buyer and seller fences, by the way, are where the institutions are loading up on their positions. The institutions of smart money are actually, they're competing with each other too. They just can't compete with each other in the same way that retail traders do with their little, 1 or 2 contract market orders. They've got to compete with each other by having their limit orders as low.
5
Their buy
minutes.
limits have to be as low as possible, but just high enough that they don't miss out. So a big money, smart money's FOMO action is to raise their limit buy orders a little bit higher and a little bit higher to try and have their limit buys just a little bit higher than the competition's. And they accumulate that way, and they accumulate as many as the market will give them. I'm watching this. I'm watching for Cum Delta to just rocket up. It might not. I could be totally wrong. The market could flip down from now. Who knows what news is going on outside there that I'm not looking at. But I'm waiting for Cum Delta and price to synchronize with new highs. And of course, I want to get in sufficiently early enough that I get some runaway so I can get my stop loss up to break even without taking, heat. So it's a competition for me to get in early enough that I don't take heat, but late enough that I wait for that run, because the run is required to get price away and get me away from feeling heat. So I know you know what I'm talking about. Here we go. Cum Delta is making new lows now inside this buyer fence box. So we have a divergence because there's more buy limit orders. This is a note of warning. Cum Delta always wins in the end. So, Cum Delta is going down. Buy limit orders are stopping it from going down, creating a fence. And I'm expecting the price is going to go up when Cum Delta goes back up. But if Cum Delta never goes back up, if Cum Delta just keeps on going down and down and down and down, Cum Delta will win. So, Cum Delta is always the winner. Eventually. Okay. So looking at the divergence, the last time price was at this level right here, Cum Delta was here. This time it's down here. So Cum Delta had to go down harder to get price to come down to the same point. That's how I know there's a lot of buy limit activity going on, making this fence. I know my words were murky then, but you probably understood, especially if you know what a divergence is. So the presence of the divergence alone is not enough to take a long trade. I need to wait for Cum Delta to flip up. Because you've got to wait for the rest of the market to realize what's going on. Beautiful stair-step pattern going on here. Just look at that. Oh, crikey, won't you take a look at that beauty? Okay. Looks like that fence is a little bit broke.
Three minutes.
Taking it short here is just a gamble, so I'm not going to do it because the trend instructor is up. But price could go down for a bit. All trends retrace. And the fence
4 minutes.
just get broken. But if you look at that from the institutional perspective, they're thinking, oh, I can just get a bigger discount a little bit further down. So they'll just move their buys just a little bit further down. So we're looking for the place where they've adjusted their buys. It's like big money. This is my narrative. Big money breathes a little sigh of relief and they go, oh, you know what? Okay. The other big money guys also are not competitively buying at this price. So we're all gonna go and try and buy just a little bit lower and trust each other not to, buy too high. And then I'll let the retail market bring it down. Okay. Cume Delta is just starting to pop itself up, its head up again.
What order?
Order filled.
That's a very
5 minutes.
easy, so there's no sell limit orders there at all.
What order? Sorry.
On air, babe.
There's a person about the adventure of.
Come on here, sweet.
Okay. What direction? Sorry, I missed that.
Chicken mark.
There's the adventurer. When you get a second, can you come talk to me?
Yep.
Can I call you back when my partner takes a break from his work?
Six minutes.
Order filled.
Cume Delta never followed through. We did get it spike up, and the price went up easy. There's no sell limits in there, but then it just fell over. What that means is that we don't have convinced fear of missing out by market participants yet. So we also step aside.
Seven minutes.
We don't have to hold the trade and take heat. For re-entry, it's just one button click away.
Eight minutes.
So you see Cume Delta is rising here. But the price is not really rising with it, at least not yet. So I think just in this last few minutes, we've seen more sell limit participants
Order filled.
than we have so far today. Here we go.
9 minutes.
Right. I want to be pretty quick about getting my stop to break even on this trade. Because there's plenty of potential for it to mess around. And from here, our trading strategy is to actually follow the stair step. And so this will be a 12-minute trade. And at the end of this 12 minutes trade, I'm going to switch off because, well, I like trading. I'd like to trade all day and make as much money as possible. But my wife gets tired. So she does such a great job while I'm trading. I come out, the children are happy and fed and played. Well fed and well played, good energy. She's done a great job, but she runs herself ragged. Seeing a few sell limits here at the day's high. People obviously expecting a double top to work. All right. I'm going to step away from the computer and sort out the kids. Yeah.
Fine. Don't try to touch it.
3 minutes.
No, the trade's going well. And it's only about almost 4 minutes old too, so we've got plenty of time to let this run. Cool. Let's watch this go for 8 minutes. Trail and stop like a retailer. Because I don't know a better strategy, honestly. Yeah. Someone
4
teach me
minutes.
how to set my stops. I don't bloody know. I'm not seeing anything in the narrative that's different from the last trade I took that went for like, I don't know, what did we make, 700 ticks profit on that? Like, it's just the same. It's all buyers.
5 minutes.
It's like super straightforward because it's a straightforward day. It's an express train day with particularly low volatility. So, like, if I was calling out the narrative on this trade, it would be exactly the same as the narrative on the previous trade with one difference. On the previous trade, I let it go for 2 of these bars, but on this trade, I'm just gonna let it go for 1 of the bars. So 1 15-minute bar. Since this bar is 4 minutes old, we have a maximum of 11 minutes left in this trade. And with that said, I'm gonna take a bathroom break. Enjoy the commercials, I'll be right back. Don't go away.
Six minutes. Seven minutes.
That's a down easy bit there. So you dropped quite a lot without King Delta coming down. Simply because the buy limit, people haven't moved their buy limit orders up the book yet. They should. They should. Today is an express train day. It's gonna go up all day, if I'm not wrong. How do I know it's an express train day? Well, it's a very consistent uptrend and it's very low volatility. So, by volatility, I don't mean the day's range. I mean the whippiness of the price action. You know, like when it's volatile, I can count to 3 and see price move 100 ticks. But that's not happening today. Today, if I count to 3, prices move like 10 ticks. But the day's range is going to be really high.
8 minutes.
Bless you, babe. I don't normally say bless you, Tug. Just said that because I'm on air. Oofda. Oofda. That's a Tonya word. One thing that happens to me after trading a day like this is the next day I try and trade it the same. And I just get stop at break even,
9
stop at
minutes.
break even, stop at break even, and then a couple of losers, and then I'm down for the day. So I gotta make a mental note to myself. Tomorrow, don't try and trade like you did today. Tomorrow, take small profit targets. Someone made a big buy order. We saw, no, that was down. We saw some people taking shorts at the double top of the day. I think it was in here. I wonder if that was those people getting stopped out. at, what price did they get stopped out at? 250, like a round number. 250. Nah, it wouldn't have been 250. I don't know. I'm making up stories, and I don't think this one's true, so forget me.
10 minutes.
Candle is 10 minutes old. Might see one more push up on this candle, otherwise we're just back to the stairs. I guess at 250, the round number, I guess that's just people taking profit, hey? Limit orders taking profit. Kind of like a seller fence created by profit takers. Not by retail traders. Not by smart money accumulating or distributing, but just, it's a fence, a smaller fence, created by retail traders taking profit at a round number.
11
250.
minutes.
No, just a guess. Building my narrative, telling stories. Probably not right. And don't you love how this retail trader is telling stories about retail traders as though I'm not a retail trader, when actually I am. A lot of people on YouTube do that. It's hilarious. Like, the irony of it is hilarious. I think he said this candle is 14 minutes old. It's 12 minutes old. I'm pretty sure this candle's done.
12
Unless I get a
minutes.
push up right now, I'm going to take profit at the top of the candle. It's 12 minutes old. It's looking good for a final push up. Is it? Let's do this. It has to happen right now or I'm out of this trade. Nope, not yet. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. It has to happen. This candle's getting old. It's not happening, is it? King Delta is...
13 minutes.
That's up easy. King Delta down. Yeah, we're out.
Order filled.
Okay, that's it. That's the end of that trade. So what are we up? What's 3,800 divided by 5? Almost 800 ticks up for the day. Surely more than that. Yeah, just traded one contract today. Very good, sir. That is 317,000. So $2,500 away from passing that eval. Hooray! And I've closed it at a high watermark too. I'm going to sign out here, guys. What's going to happen from here is we get stair step consolidation, and then we'll get another big candle up.
14 minutes.
If this is an express train railroad day, or we'll get a retracement down. And you know you'll get a retracement down because you'll probably get an extreme energy red candle over here. And it'll go down for a while. It'll go down and then you'll be looking for a buyer fence. And that buyer fence could be anywhere. It could be right back at the day's open, but not likely on today. It's probably going to be up higher. And then it'll resume the uptrend. So there's a picture perfect stair trip uptrend, but just remember that uptrends have retracements. And when it does start going down, you can scalp shorts, but you look for that fence down here or wherever the fence appears, and you start longing from there again. Over and out. Thanks for sticking with me.